What's going on, guys? It's your boy Ethan. Hope you're having a great day. Welcome back to another video on the channel, and if you can't tell, I got a new camera. This video quality looks amazing compared to the normal iPhone footage that you used to see earlier in my videos, so we're stepping it up. We're stepping up the production quality. Hopefully you like it. Trying to improve the audio quality of this camera as well, but I got the Canon G7X Mark II, basically the most popular camera for most vloggers, especially for beginners. So that's what I went with, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how this looks on the channel. I've been playing around with it for a little bit, for like an hour or two. I literally just picked it up today, and we're stepping things up. Anyways, let's get into the video. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this footage looks. So let's go to Encore and get some sort of image here, or some sort of footage here, because this quality looks sick, especially compared to my iPhone quality. But let's do it. Before we get into the video, just want to give a huge shout out to my buddy Zach, who just brought his poker coaching to takelessons.com. With over $50,000 in live earnings from both cash and tournaments, he was actually the person that introduced me to the game of poker and really helped me build on my fundamentals from the very beginning. So huge shout out to him. I couldn't have done it without him. So if you or anyone you may know that are looking to improve their 1-2, 2-5 cash game skills, or also low to mid stake buy-ins for tournaments, click the link down below. I highly recommend it. To go on top of everything, the rates that he charges are one of the most fair and affordable in online poker coaching, especially with private sessions. To also sweeten the deal for you guys, the first 10 people who message him will get a free 30 minutes as well on top of the 30-minute session. So basically, it doesn't really hurt to try it out, especially for his very fair rates. So click the link below. I highly recommend it, and definitely check it out. Alright guys, mid-session update here, and we are about 2 hours-ish into the session. Sitting here, trying something out. Got my new camera. Hopefully we'll go over some hands, I guess. So it's been a wild turn of events, so let's just get into it, and hopefully the audio isn't too bad, you can hear me. Anyways, first hand, we have pocket aces in early position with about 300 in our stack. And we get an on the gun open to $10, and action to me in early position. I decided to 3-bet. It's my third time 3-betting in about like 35 minutes-ish, so I'm hoping to look like I have a pretty wide 3-bet range. So I 3-bet to $35, and action to the button, who blind calls, didn't look at his cards, he just tosses in 35 bucks in, and the early position undergun player calls as well. So we're gonna go 3 ways to a flop here, and one person blind, so that's interesting. Flop comes king 9, 10, 2 diamonds out there. I do have 2 red aces, so pretty good flop for us. The undergun player open mucks. I don't know what an open muck means, but he open mucks, and now I'm playing against a person with an uncapped range. So I'm gonna play it normally, regardless, go for value. I bet $65, and he looks at his cards, then makes the fold. So very weird spot with aces, a very weird 3-bet position where under the gun player opened and then mucks, and then I'm playing against blind. So didn't think that would happen in a 3-bet pot, but that is what happened. Following hands, we move to a new table, and we look down at pocket queens. It's our second hand of this new table, so I'm not too familiar with the players here. In middle position, player to my right opens to $16, and gonna size up, 3-bet here all the time. 3-bet to $50. It folds to the player on the button who really wants to make the call. He makes a big fuss and causes a scene-ish, but very active, but he folds, and the player to my right who opened calls. So we're gonna go 2 heads up to a flop of queen, king, queen. Flopped quads. I'll show you the picture at the end of the video. Never happened before, and we're loving life. So he checks to me. I am gonna go for value somehow. I bet $35, just trying to squeeze some thin value out of there, and we squeeze a little bit, more than we thought we would, as he just check raises me all in 175 total. thanks for that. That's a very interesting spot where he jammed into me, 175. I obviously am going nowhere. I call. The board is obviously clean. He shows king jack offsuit, and we take it down. So check raise with the nuts, with quads. We'll take it. The following hand, we have pocket sevens in early position, and it's a 5-way limp pot. Not much to talk about pre-flop. We got 5 people limping in. Let's go to a flop. Very next hand. Flop comes 7-6 deuce, 2 clubs and a heart, flopping top sets, and we're running really hot here in this new table. So on the young player leads up for $10, and I decide to raise it up, raise it to 35, going for value with top set. Not really going to slow play this, especially in a limped pot. Middle position player calls, did not expect that, and on the gun player calls as well. So we're gonna go 3 ways to a turn. Turn is the 4 of hearts. Board's a little more connected, not too worried about it though. Brings in some really weird straight draws, I guess, and also brings in the backdoor flush draw. So when it checks to me, gonna size up for value, gonna charge the max for all the draws in the world. So I bet $85. Middle position player thinks and decides to call with about 275 behind, and I cover him, and the under the gun player folds. So we're gonna go heads up to a river, which is pretty clean for the most part. It's a jack of hearts. It does bring in the backdoor flush draw, but I don't really put him on any hearts, any holdings that contain hearts when he calls my raise on the flop. So I'm out of position first to act. I just go and rip it in. Just go for value. I rip it in about 275. He thinks for a little bit and ends up folding, so we don't get max value out of that, but we do get a little bit of value. First flopping quads, then top sets, back-to-back times. The next hand we'll go over, we have pocket 9s in early position, and on the gun player opens up to $15. I decide to call after an under the gun +1 calls, and the middle position player calls. So we're gonna go to a flop 4 ways, and you can guess what the flop is. There's a 9, it's a jack 9-6, 2 diamonds, flopping just sets after sets. So action checks to me, and I decide to throw out a bet of $40, charge for diamonds, and I think 1 pair jack high hands I have to call here too. So the on the gun +1 makes the call, and everyone else folds. So heads up to a turn, which is a 10. Board's a little more connected once again, but once again, not really a card that I'm afraid of. If anything, it really helps me out because Jack 10 gets to the top 2. So once he checks to me, I decide to throw a bet of $90. Really sizing up again, going for value. He thinks, makes the call. River is a 5, another brick, non-diamond, and he checks to me. Not much of a decision once again. I'm gonna go for max value with my middle set and rip it all in for just under $300, almost the same sizing as last time. He doesn't think for too long before laying it down. And once again, we get a little bit of value, but not max value, unfortunately. The last hand we'll go over right now in this mid-session update, we've got some hands. We have ace jack offsuit in the big blind, and we've chipped up to about 900 after flopping 2 sets and quads. So under the gun player actually opens up to $6, and a cutoff position, cutoff player who's pretty active and kind of a rec player, I'd say. He calls button calls, small blind calls, and I'm here to close up the action. I decided to 3-bet to 45. Squeezing here in this spot with a decent ace, I guess, and trying to just take it down. The under the gun player folds, and the cutoff min raises to $76 and folds all the way back to me. I don't think he's bluffing here all the time, but it's really weird how he would just flat the $6 open, and especially in position in the cutoff. So really weird spot, but I just toss in the extra $31 to make the call. So we're heads up to a flop out of position of king 8-10, 2 hearts out there. He checked out of turn. Don't know why, but he checked out a turn, and I decided to just check as well. So yeah, checked out a turn, whatever. Turn is a 3 of hearts, so we improved to the nut flush draw. And once again, he checked out a turn immediately once seeing that card. So sensing weakness, and I do have a lot of outs, I guess, my heart outs, so definitely got a good amount of equity. I decided to bet here in this spot, going for value and also thinking I'm obviously bluffing here, but I think I can just take him off of lower pocket pairs, I guess. Putting him on hands like 10s through queens, I guess, and it's a pretty narrow range, but with that limp raise, it only makes sense. So I bet 125. he thinks, shows his cards to another player, and rips it all in. 481 total. Such a weird spot, and it's just not a spot that I'm too comfortable with. I really, obviously now I'm wishing I just checked it back, wanting to see a free river, but it's just not given the right price. About like 350 to call and about 500 in the middle. Or yeah, something like that. I don't know. I'm not given the right price regardless. I need 30% equity and I don't have 30%, and my head talked myself into a fold, but unfortunately my heart and my body tossed a chip in the middle, willing to gamble because I have been running really hot, and obviously with the tone of my voice I did not hit my outs. River's a 2 of spades, he shows pocket queens, which I put him on. Basically it was 10 through queens, and I had an over that was live, I knew that, and I had obviously my heart draws. So that's unfortunate there, and we double him up, this very active player, and it's really more stinging because about 5 minutes after that hand happened, this player spilled his beer all over the felt. That's why I'm sitting here right now, because we're in the middle of switching tables to a new table because he spilled his beer and we just ruined the felt. So that's why I'm sitting here now, mid-session updates. Hopefully you like this kind of style, and we're sitting back there. Right now I'm up about 170. I ran my stack up to like almost close to 1,000 at my highest point, right before that pocket, right before that ace-jack hand. So up 170, I was up like 600-ish. I was running really hot, but only playing for 2 hours, so look, it's not bad, it's not the end of the world. Hopefully we can find some more spots against this specific player and run it up. Night's young, it's a Saturday night, and it's only 7 o'clock, so plenty of time to just play focused, play disciplined, and let's see how this goes. Wish me luck. So we're back here sitting, taking another break, and we only got one hand to report for you. This one hand, and something very interesting happens right after that. So let's just kind of get into it, get into this hand and what happened after. So we are under the gun +1 with King 10 of hearts. Under the gun player limps, and I decide to raise it up to $20. 1-3 game, got to raise up to the bigger side, trying to get less people out of there, but we can get 3 callers. Player to my left, big blind, and under the gun call, so clearly 20 wasn't big enough. Anyways, let's go 4 ways to a flop of ace queen jack, all spades. So we do flop Broadway, but a monotone board, not really great, but I think I can get a lot of value from high spades. So when action checks to me, I'm gonna bet big to $60, charge the max for spades obviously, and only the under the gun calls. She was pretty short, so she only has like $40 behind. Feeling pretty good, just got to fade a spade. Turn is a 3 of hearts, so really great card for us obviously. She checks, and I put her all in. It's like $40, $50, one or the other. And she makes the call obviously, and she shows ace king, ace of clubs, and the king of spades. So really just got to fade any 10 and any spade. The river is a 5 of spades, so we lose that one, and we're not feeling great because we're just starting to lose a bunch of hands. And I was originally up $600, had a $900 stack at the high points, and now we're sitting with about now I'm sitting at $319, so I'm up $19. So ran it down real quick after flopping quads there, unfortunately. But really interesting hand. The interesting thing that happened was, so I'm sitting with like $319. The max buy-in is $300, but not feeling great. So I just put $200 on the table, trying to get black chips. Just put it in the cup holder because it got it like how it's trending. I'm gonna be chipping down, and I just kind of want those blacks there just in case. And the player with the really big stack, loose, wreck, active, belligerent, all over the place. He calls me out, and he gets into some sort of drama and argument, the fact that I can't ask for chips, even though I just wanted the chips to put off the table, but he was complaining about how there's cash on the table, and yada yada yada, calls the floor over. End of the day, he ended up just leaving. He ended up leaving. He was complaining that I had chips there, and I wasn't supposed to, and decided to leave. And now he was the only person that I actually wanted on the table. I'm just being very honest. He was the fish that I wanted to get. Not happy with him. I don't think he watches the vlogs, but even if he does, it is what it is. I'm very annoyed by him, and I'm not feeling great. I doubled him up, and he just really acted super just selfishly, and I don't know, just didn't like him. He was the guy who spilled beer on the table, causing issues, checking out a turn, and complaining about money. So it is what it is, and he left. So now we really don't have much of a reason to play, especially since I'm up $19 and I feel like shit, and I don't really want to at all. I've been only playing for like 2.5 hours, which sucks. Really unfortunate because I just don't feel like playing anymore. But I think I might have to grind out the extra 30 minutes to get free parking. I think that's what's gonna end up happening to me, because I need the free parking. I don't want to pay for parking here. So that's it. Not really my day, not my day, even though I flopped quads. It's weird to say, not my day, even though I flopped quads. But that's how I'm feeling right now, just raw, uncut emotions, and yeah, we'll see how the night goes. I'll keep you updated, but that's how it is right now. Just cashed out of the session. Music is loud. Hopefully you can hear me, but I just cashed out. I played for basically the minimum, played for like 3 hours and like 15 minutes or whatever, just need to get that parking validation. I ended up actually winning a hand during those like 15 minutes of waiting, so out of the game for $390. I was in the game for $300, up $90. It's an increase from when I was up $15 or whatever it was the last time I spoke to you guys. Don't really need to go over that hand. I kind of just kept barreling and river top pair and didn't get paid, but it was big enough of a pot to take it down. So that's how this session went. Very frustrating, I guess. I don't know. You guys already know the story. I don't need to recap it for you guys, but just wanted to get some footage of Encore Casino with my new camera, and I think it looks nice. This place looks dope. New camera, probably gonna get some cinematics hopefully of this place, and thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Look out for better, higher production quality moving forward, and like always, leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you're new to the channel, all the other YouTube bullshit. But signing off, God, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys. Peace out.